Okay, today is April 4, 2024. This is the meeting of the Kubernetes Storage Special Interest Group. As a reminder, this meeting is public, recorded, and posted on YouTube. We're going to go through our agenda, first going over 130 items, and then if you have anything that you want us to discuss, please feel free to add to the agenda. You can find the link to the agenda in your calendar invite. In terms of where we are in the planning cycle for the Kubernetes 130 release, we are just about to hit the release for 130. The docs freeze just passed us about a week or so ago. And also KubeCon was also very recently, so some folks were offline for that. So we're going to wrap up 130 by the 17th. And then in the next meeting on the 18th, we can begin doing planning for the 131 release. So today I want to get a pulse for which features made it into 130 and which features we're going to be pushing to 131. With that, I will go ahead and switch over to our planning spreadsheet and we'll go through these items one by one. First is recovering from resize failures. In 130, it was staying in alpha, but there was
there was no progress in this release.
Got it. Okay. So I'll go ahead and mark that as no update. Thank you, Jan. Next is volume group API, also staying in alpha this cycle.
So there are some bug fixes going on, and then I think I need to look at one issue and then propose some CSS spec changes. That's on my to-do list.
All right, thank you, Shane. Next is provision volumes from cross namespace snapshot, PVC, continued design work, volume populator work in progress. Any update on this one?
I believe this one is
basically. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, we are basically blocked by reference grant API. That should be a generic way how to refer to something in a different namespace. And it should be used both for this volume cloning and snapshot provisioning and for gateway API for networking. So there are discussions what API would be the best and how to make it working. But there was no real work done in the storage area.
Got it. Okay, it's probably an item that we'll go ahead and move to the next cycle. Thank you for that update, Jan. Next, we have CSI volume health. Additional metrics and or events, adding end-to-end tests. Also staying in alpha this cycle. Any updates on this one?
No update yet. I need to schedule or sync a meeting with the person who is interested in working on this.
Got it. Okay, we'll skip that one. And next we have change block tracking, which was planned for alpha this cycle.
Sure. So we get the CSI spec PR merged. And so I think we want to decide when to cut a release for the CSI spec, right?
Yeah, I think the decision was since we're not going to be able to get it into this cycle, we can wait until we get closer to maybe a month or month and a half before code freeze for the next cycle. That way we can get additional changes in if we need.
Yeah, I guess we're not in a hurry
Yep.
to cut it. Yeah.
Cool. So it sounds like we got the CSI changes in and we'll get the remaining alpha changes merged next cycle.
Right. So we need to get the tab. So the next big thing is to get the tab merged. And also I also have a to-do. I need to request a new repo under Kubernetes CSI.
Awesome. Solid progress. Thank you, Xing, for helping drive that. Next, we have enable privileged containers for Windows to replace CSI proxy for Windows out of tree work. This was designed for this cycle. Any new updates here?
Yeah, so we've gone through the design review, and this is currently being implemented and will be part of our upcoming release this April.
Awesome. So targeting alpha for 131. Cool. Thank you, Connor. Next item is SE Linux relabeling using mount options, access modes other than RWOP, staying in alpha this cycle.
I think everything is done. Code is merged, documentation is merged, and I posted a short blurb into release blog.
Awesome. Merge, docs, PR, merged. And cool. Thank you so much for that, Jan. I'll go ahead and mark this one as done. Okay, next item is always honor reclaim policy, end-to-end tests and code changes.
So there is a EDU test that is being reviewed.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Keep that open for now. We can move that over. Next is volume attribute class, which stays in alpha for 130. Last update here was discussions around finalizer resolved, but draft PR needed, not ready for review. Did we get a draft PR?
I think there was an update on the quota side changes. I think the API machinery is asking for a more generic approach. I think that's still something need to be discussed. That's the last update I heard from Sunny.
I do have a minor update. I also linked it later in this doc, but I have a PR I submitted for the EDE tests for the what do you call it? Like the Happy Path EDE test for like CSI. So if anybody has a chance wants to review it, feel free.
Got it. And yeah, that's specifically related to this item, Connor?
Yeah, this is the volume attributes class, right? Or am I on the wrong?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, it's for the volume attributes class Happy Path.
Perfect. Okay. Cool. So it sounds like work is ongoing here. Some open discussions around API, tests are getting written. So thank you for that update. And
One quick question, Saad. What would it take for this to move out of alpha into beta?
so I think basically we need to get it to alpha first. So at least one release in alpha. And then it's really based on kind of usage and adoption. If we get a good signal from probably folks in this room that, hey, this is actually working, we're using it, we've got a couple of implementations from different vendors, and it's working as intended, then we can, as quickly as the subsequent release, move it to beta. The things that have kind of languished in alpha are the ones where we build something and then it's not really widely adopted and we have no signal. So then we just need to wait and see until we get a better signal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, one of the, like from our side in particular, like I think there is definitely interest in this, and I believe this feature has been asked for a while. So I would imagine adoption should not be an issue. I just don't know how many folks would actually adopt it if the feature is still in alpha state, which is why I was asking. So
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's more about kind of vendor adoption rather than end user adoption. Is it working correctly for the CSI driver authors and things like that? And you're certainly right for this one. If you guys adopt it, I think Sunny and Matt and them are trying to work on this for GCE as well. I think this shouldn't be an issue to move it fairly quickly.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
Cool. Next is robust volume manager reconstruction. GA this cycle from beta.
I think it's done. Again, code is merged, documentation merged, and some note in release block.
Awesome. Cool, thank you, Jan. We'll go ahead and mark that one as done as well. Next is storage capacity scoring, which is designed for this cycle. Last status, cap author is pinging for reviews. Anything new on storage capacity scoring? Okay, I will mark that as started and we'll punt that to the next cycle. Next item is non-graceful node shutdown tests, bug fixes for this cycle.
I think I still have not heard from Ashutosh on the test yet, so I need to ping him again.
Okay, I'll mark that as no update
Just
for
yeah, the test is there, it's just not merged. There was some failures on the test.
Cool, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you, Sheng. Next is add option to disable 6-minute force detach timer. Last status update, PR was merged. Docs PR is pending. Any updates? Okay, I'll follow up with that one offline. Next is Cozy overall move to beta.
So this is ongoing. Blaine continues to update the cap.
Okay.
There was one question. I think the team wants to merge all the, that they have a lot of repos. They want to combine all of those repos into one. So the question is, can we just pick one repo and start moving it and rename that repo later? Is that okay? Or is it the other way around?
I mean, I think given that it's alpha,
Mhm.
no objections from my end.
Okay.
I think that seems reasonable. And as long as we put like the appropriate deprecation notices on the README files and pointers to the correct repo and all of that, I think that should be okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Cool. Next we have CSI sidecar all in one. Also designed for this cycle. There's some bi-weekly meetings kicked off. Anybody on the call have updates on this one?
Yeah, I can provide an update. So we've been meeting with Mauricio regularly, and right now we are started to work on a prototype for this, and we are working on basically combining I think 2 or 3 repositories into one, and once we are done with the prototype, we'll present that here and get some feedback on it.
Awesome, good progress. Thank you, Manu. So sounds like work in progress on this one. We'll keep it and we'll move it into the 131. Next is control volume mode conversion between source and target PVC. Moving to GA this cycle. Seems like PR was already submitted and we were waiting on docs and blog. Any update on this one?
The doc PR is already merged. The block PR basically is just a minor comment needs to be addressed, and then we're good to go.
Good. I'll go ahead and mark this as done as well. Thank you so much, Shing.
Sure.
And the next ones are placeholders for the 131 release. So we'll skip over those and go back to our agenda doc. For PRs that need attention today, we have a few from Barath. Barath, are you on the call?
Yeah, thank you, sir. I just wanted to provide an update on this PRs which I had requested reviews on. Peter Shuma has been helping me with the reviews, so the PRs are able to move forward. The last PR here, it's been reviewed by Peter and it's looking for approval. And Peter had asked Lei Zhang, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correct, if he could take a look and approve it. And if someone here at the forum could help me in reaching out to the Zhang, it would be helpful.
It's good. Yeah, I'll see if I can poke the right folks on this one.
Thank
Is
you.
it only the last one, or all three of them need someone to help push along?
So Peter is reviewing the other two as well. We are all the review comments are addressed. The review is ongoing. There too, if someone with approved
Got it.
access could take a look, it would be helpful.
Okay, sounds good. I'll follow up on that one. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
All right, next up, Connor, you want to talk about this one? Connor, are you there?
I can probably provide a quick update. So I think Connor basically put out a PR which addressed all the initial feedback. And these end-to-end tests are for the volume modify work. So we're just trying to basically make sure that those changes can get in time.
Got it.
Sorry, is my mic working now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I mean, basically what Manu said, I have a PR out. I mentioned it in the spreadsheet update. It's for the end-to-end volume attributes class. And whenever people get a chance, if they could review it, I mean, we're keeping it in alpha for 130, so no urgency. Yeah, and it's still a little bit of a work in progress. I still need to implement it. It's implemented for the host pass CSI driver, and for external tests, I still need to implement it for the CSI mock driver.
Got it. And if I heard correctly, you're trying to get this in for before the 130 cut.
No. I don't believe it's necessary because
got
this feature is an alpha anyways, and it's just E2E tests. So obviously preferably by like 131 in case, or 132 or whatever, like whenever we want to. It is a dependency of moving volume attributes class to beta as having the EDE test, but it's no urgency because we're staying in alpha for 130.
Got it. Okay. Can folks on the call help with the review at this one, please? Okay, we'll follow up offline on this one, Connor. Thanks for flagging it. And miscellaneous items, Xing, I think we discussed this already.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Anything else to discuss today, folks?
I had a quick question. There's an upstream Kubernetes issue. I just pasted a link to the issue into the chat window. This has been open for a long time. It has to do with the way node shutdown happens in Kubernetes today. It's not coordinated with volume teardown. And I think here in the EBS CSI driver world, we've been seeing a lot of issues from customers where they are essentially seeing nodes not shut down gracefully, and so they hit the 6-minute delay. And so we implemented a pre-stop lifecycle hook on our side to kind of get around this somewhat, and that's helped. But it would be really good if we can fix this issue upstream in the upstream code so that the driver doesn't need a workaround from, like, basically drivers don't have to implement workarounds on their side. My understanding is that other drivers have also run into this issue. And I was chatting with Mauricio, and he mentioned that he had proposed some changes for this particular issue. I don't think they ever got anywhere, but my understanding is they would address the issue in question if they are merged. So he was not opposed to the idea of resuscitating that PR if that would help to address this issue. And I just wanted to check with folks here if that would be the right step forward.
Hey, Manu, with this change that we are now removing the force detach thing, will that help?
I think that might help, yes. I think the fundamental problem still remains though. I think the problem is that right now the node shutdown and volume teardown are happening kind of independently of each other. So there is no way to coordinate how things work for both of them. And that essentially leads to a scenario where there's a race, and depending on who wins, you may or may not end up terminating the node gracefully.
Okay.
So I think having a way to avoid the 6-minute graceful, non-graceful shutdown period would help with the delay, but I don't think it solves the underlying problem.
Got
And
it.
I think, I mean, as a follow-up to this, my understanding is Mauricio's change would address the problem in the code, but there probably is, an architectural change that is needed to have better coordination between volume teardown and node shutdown in general. So I think Mauricio's change is kind of a good first step in that direction, but what we really need is something which allows for coordination between these two activities in general. So.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think if Mauricio's change is small enough, we could probably just revive it and merge it as like a bug fix. If it becomes a little bit bigger and it feels like, hey, it's part of a architectural change, we could track it as like a proper feature and do a KEP for it as well.
Yeah, I think we should do both. I think we should do the short-term fix at least. That would solve the immediate pain point, and then we can go off and we can implement something. I can work with Mauricio on having a KEP in place which would address this issue. So
sounds good. Any objections, Jan Sheng, on reviving this CL? Manu, maybe you can talk about what Mauricio CL was doing.
Okay, let me see if I can pull up the changes. It's been a while since I looked at it.
Or if you could just throw the link in here, we can just put the link there for folks to take a look at offline.
Yeah, I think there's a comment in there which has the link to the PR.
Is this the one added link? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that might be it. That might be.
Got it. Okay.
It looks like he just added a wait. So
yeah, that's what I thought, that it was not like a full-fledged solution. So
got it. And was there any feedback on this last time, or no? Okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I think that's part of the reason why it got stale, basically.
Got it.
I think it's marked as work in progress, so nobody looked at it.
Is the idea for this one to not kill the CSI driver before all the mounted volumes are cleaned up?
The other way, I think. Well, I mean, I don't know what this particular change is doing, but essentially what we were discussing a little bit earlier was that we need to have a way to kind of coordinate volume teardown and node shutdown so that we don't end up having a race between the two, and the node doesn't end up getting stuck in a non-graceful shutdown situation.
Okay.
Yeah, we should bring this up on to SIG-Node's radar. I have actually talked to Dawn about this issue, and I think she's definitely on board on figuring out how to fix it.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to get whatever changes are needed on the node side as well to for the eventual solution, and we are happy to collaborate on that and putting together a cap. And just for some context, like the reason why this has become sort of a more painful problem of late is that we're seeing a lot of customers starting to use autoscalers where they're provisioning nodes and deprovisioning nodes on the fly. And that kind of makes this whole thing a lot more likely than it would otherwise be possible.
Right. Anybody on the call, Michelle, Jan, Shing, know if there's any immediate concerns with bringing back Mauricio's PR?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just he needs to actually not mark it as a draft and bring it to SIG-Node to get some review on it.
Yeah, I had a quick word with Mauricio, I think a week back or 2 weeks back, and he was open to the idea of bringing this code back up and having it go through like the formal review process. So
I guess I'm not sure if like how tested how much testing Mauricio did on this.
yeah, we can definitely help
yeah.
with that. Like if there is a change that that we would need to get validated and tested, we can help with that.
Okay, I think that sounds good. So yeah, feel free to reach out to Mauricio to get this reactivated, and let's get the proper validation and testing done and get SIG-Node approval, and we should be able to get it merged.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thank you, Manu.
Thank you.
Any other questions, concerns? All right. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you.
Bye.